Hi CC families, Mrs. Starks here with some tips and tricks to help you teach Cycle 1, Week 14 History and Geography at home. So maybe you're new to homeschool, or maybe you're new to classical education and you think, gee, I really don't know what all of this is about. Don't worry, I'm here to help you and make it a little bit easier and smoother for you at home. And I have a little secret, I'm new to YouTube, so that's okay. We can all be new at something, right? Okay. So one thing that I want to tell you is a little bit about myself. So I actually am a high school history and geography teacher, and I taught in the public schools until I had my own kids. And now that I've got 4 kids at home, they do classical education. For a while, we were part of an amazing classical Christian school in the Boise area, Ambrose. Shout out to them, they're amazing. But we've moved, and so now we're in classical conversations, and I want to help you be successful doing classical education at home. So the first thing that I think is really important to know is that you are going to be learning alongside your kids. If you feel like, I don't know all this stuff, that's okay. I don't either. Okay? We're learning with them. We're showing our kids we're lifelong learners, and learning is awesome and it's fun. Okay? All right. Another thing to know about classical education, it's a lot about the books and the cultural aspects that you bring into it. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to be looking at great art throughout the year. We're going to be looking at music. We're going to be reading awesome books that help reinforce the learning. So without any further ado, let's jump in to Week 14, History and Geography. Okay, so looking at geography, this is all about the 3 major empires of Western Africa before the scramble. If you're not super familiar with what the scramble is, in a nutshell, that is when the Europeans came down and started breaking up Africa and taking control. So we're going to be looking at the 3 major empires before that. Now, this is simply from the CC Connected website. This is the map that is on there for free for us to use. Now, I added one additional thing. Already on the map, you're going to see ancient Ghana and ancient Mali, okay? I added ancient Songhai because that's very important for our kids to understand that Ghana fell to Mali, and Mali then fell to Songhai, and every time it got a little bit bigger. So to help my kiddos with this, we have a little song, because in CC we like songs, right? Okay. Gonna start with Ghana, middle is Mali, my song ends with Songhai. As you can tell, I'm a professional singer, so if you're not, that's okay. Your kids are gonna love it anyway. So let's do it again. Gonna start with Ghana, Mali in the middle, my song ends with Songhai. This is gonna really establish a good foundation of learning for your kids of the 3 biggest kingdoms of Western Africa before the scramble. Ghana fell to the Mali Empire when they would not convert to Islam. Okay. Later, the powerful Songhai came and took over Mali, essentially dominating this whole area of Western Africa. All right, so that's very important for our kids to know. So like I said, I would encourage you to add in Songhai. Now, you might say, well, I know that a lot of this is about memorization, but how do I make it meaty? How do I make it fun for my kids? Great question. So what I do to help make this come alive for my kids is I bring in good books, good videos, and good music. Okay, I'm going to link all of that for you so you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. All right, so first thing I'm going to tell you is that Western Africa is known for its drums, and they are super fun. Here's just a little clip, and all I did is go to YouTube and look up Western African drums. Okay. All right. Western Africa is known for its drums. In fact, when I was still a high school teacher, the school I was at had a West African drums program. So really awesome stuff there. I encourage you to look up some West African dance videos too. Bring this alive for your kids. If you have younger kids, they're really going to enjoy this book, Emmanuel's Dream. This is about a boy named Emmanuel who was born in Ghana, and because he's disabled, he was shunned by his culture. This is going to give us a little bit of view into the culture of Ghana, and also it's an inspiring story about how this kiddo overcame his obstacles. And another bonus point is this is actually from a Christian perspective. It even talks about his name, Emmanuel, meaning God with us. So this is really going to undergird our worldview and be a great addition to your teaching of this part of Africa. Now, if your kids are ages 7 and older, I'm really going to push you here, and I want you to make this history and geography come alive a little bit more by adding in story of the world. Now, folks, if you don't have the Story of the World collection, I would say that needs to be your next big purchase. It's going to be a bit of an investment, and so I'm going to say probably $50, $60 to buy all the sets total, but it's so worth it because these stories are going to be concise and they're going to pack in so much information for your kiddos. And here's how I use these. So I look up in the, what's the word here, people? The table of contents, right? I look up the section that we're on. So we're on Western Africa. So I would just go into my glossary. I have 3 of these books. Go to my glossary, find Western Africa. And they already have here laid out for me, beautiful, Ghana, Mali, Songhai. It's awesome. And then I went to learningmama.com, and I will link this again so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, learningmama.com, and I've got these free printable dictation sheets. Now, if you're like, what are dictation sheets? No worries. Part of classical education is the ability to listen well and to remember information. We know that with all of our memory work. But so what I mean by listen well is you as the parent are going to read a section of this book to your kiddos, and you are going to choose one sentence, just one. You are going to read that sentence 3 times to your kids ages 7 and older, 3 times. You're going to pause for commas and pause for periods so they can really hear you. Then you're going to ask them to say it back. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Okay, so for instance, let's do this. Islam spread to the kingdoms of West Africa from the Muslim traders who brought salt down from the north. And although the kings of Ghana had refused to become Muslims, many other West Africans accepted the Islamic faith. The kings of Mali built schools so that people could learn to read the Quran. So I'm going to go on and read this. Now, when I'm done with this section, I'm going to choose one sentence that I think was the most important, or at least had a really big meaty chunk. The sentence I'm going to choose here is, Islam spread to the kingdoms of West Africa from the Muslim traders who brought salt down from the north. And if you're like, Mrs. Starks, that's a big sentence for my kids to memorize. You're going to be surprised at what they can do when you stick with this, okay? So I'm going to read it to my kiddos 3 times. Islam spread to the kingdoms of West Africa from the Muslim traders who brought salt down from the north. I'm going to say that 3 times, and I'm going to ask them to say it back to me. And when they get it down perfectly, they are then going to write down that one sentence on this paper. When they're done writing that one sentence, and we may sit here for 10 minutes and I may have to say it to them, but the one thing I'm not going to let them do is copy it. They're going to listen to me. They're going to grow in their listening skills, and they're going to write it down. That's called dictation. Okay, and when they're done, they're going to draw me a picture. Now, if you want to save yourself a little bit of time and you don't want to go to learningmama.com and print this off, use notebook paper. Have your kiddos write it down on notebook paper and then print that off. Last but not least, a way that I make this come to life is by good videos. YouTube has lots of awesome stuff, and you might say, yeah, but we know there's a lot of political undercurrent going on in the videos these days, and I totally agree with you. So what I do is I look for the older National Geographic videos that simply present the information, and they're interesting and they're fun to watch. And key, they're really not more than 5 minutes, okay? You don't want to start losing your audience with a whole bunch of superfluous details. So I'm going to link all of those videos in the notes for you, so that way you can find them and view them yourselves. So let me give you just a little synopsis of what my week looks like, week 14, as I am teaching my kiddos the geography and history skills. Okay, Monday. Monday, we did our maps, and we watched a video, and I'm going to link that in the notes and show you which video we watched to really explain to them Ghana. Okay, also on Monday, we read chapter 29, Story of the World. Tuesday, we reviewed the maps. So the way that I review the maps is I put a sheet protector onto a blank map, and I have the kids use a dry erase marker on the sheet protector and quiz them. Say, hey guys, can you show me where is Ghana? Put a G on Ghana. Can you show me where is Tangier? Put a T on that. And it's just a fun way to do something a little bit different as we practice our maps. Then I also am going to read the story of Mansa Musa from here, which is a super interesting story. And then I'm going to link a video about Mansa Musa that's a few minutes long to show your kids. Okay, on Wednesday, we are again going to practice dry erase maps, just getting them to show me and reward them. If they do a great job, toss out some M&Ms or a Starburst or whatever kind of candy gets your kids really excited. And then we're going to read a small excerpt on the Songhai Empire in here. And another video. This video on the third day we show is someone mining salt from the salt mines, just to really bring to life, show the kids what it looks like to mine from the salt mines. Okay, we do a 4-day school week, so on Thursday we're just going to do a review and talk about all the cool stuff that we've learned, and then we read from our dictation, and maybe you could even have your kiddos read their dictations to their dad or another family member and have them be the teacher on Thursday. And it's really cool to see them showcase what they've learned throughout the week with all your hard work. Okay, so CC families, you've got this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.